Hey, Belle, how are you? I was just going to say hello. And yes, my cats are going nuts. And I do have a snowy new background, so we've got that going on. I missed you guys on. Oh, hey, Delise, how are you? I missed you guys on Sunday because I wound up having a meeting that ran super late with my condo, which was less interesting than streaming crafting. And forgive me, Lennox is walking on the desk for reasons, and he just knocked stuff on the floor. So we're off to a great start. But anywho, oh, I missed you too. It's all. Oh, hi T, how are you? I don't actually have any happy mail, but I wanted to share with you what I was going to craft on Sunday. If the cat wants to stay off my desk, but I was thinking it would be fun to move the cat off her, put the cat on my lap, and say, hello. Lennox says hello to all of you. Also, they'd like snacks probably. So, it is all good. But I thought we would do sort of a beginner friendly thing because I was cleaning, as most projects start, of course, and I found all the some cool 5x7 bases. And I never make 5x7 cards, except I did this weekend as part of our Pick Skipper Craft challenge. And I was thinking a while back, one of Lynn's friends who was streaming really found a good way to sort of make fun cards that were like super straightforward and easy. So I had been crafting with this Magic of Christmas collection pack back in July, and I basically have used all the actual like paper in it. So I was just left with the cut aparts, but I remembered that since these are 4x6, like you could make some pretty easy, quick and easy cards out of them. And like I really like the art style of these. So it's pretty straightforward and doesn't really require much stuff. So I thought it would be kind of cool. And like if you're super cost conscious and don't want like 9 million pieces of paper in your house, I don't think T and I can relate to this problem, but like you can't actually buy these ad hoc. Like you can buy a single sheet either if you have a scrapbook store in your area, and you can buy the stickers by themselves as well, um, or you can buy them online. And I was very naughty and may have slightly cheated with my no buy because the so I didn't want to. I both my trimmers are running low on blades, and I didn't want to buy the more for this guy because he's well. Stampin' Up likes to charge you a lot of money in shipping, especially if you're buying like two things. So I've actually got some Fisker's blades coming, and we shall see how that works out. Um, if you're new to this type of paper, so all these papers come with this branding strip that we want to get rid of, but I want to actually measure this to 12 by 12 because on my trimmer, because depending on who actually made the paper, it may or may not be exactly 12 by 12. As you see, we may have to do a little bit of trimming here, but what I'm going to do is just cut all these apart, and pretty much I can eyeball this because I can just sort of line up the groove of my trimmer with where I want to cut. But I might, as you can see, there's a little white on this strip, so I guess you can't see that because I'm not in frame. There's a little white left over, so we may have to do a little bit of trimming once these six are cut apart, and then we'll make some cards out of them and play with some stickers and make something cute. Oh, is she? The cats are causing commotion. I don't know. Like, so this is a funny story that I can tell you while I'm cutting paper. But this morning, I didn't really look at what time it was when I was getting up, and so I got to work at like stupid early o'clock because I forgot that we had set the clocks back, and normally Monday is the day I don't go to the gym. So I didn't pay any attention to what time it was, and then just wound up at work early, and then I did get home early, so it all worked out. But it's one of those things. Like I was getting ready to go to work, and Lennox was like staring at me like I had lost my mind, and I was kind of like, "Why are you so freaked out?" But no, it was I don't know, far too early, and he knew it, and I didn't pay attention. And then it's like you get to work, and you're like, "Well, I'm already here," so you know, it was a Monday. Hopefully, you guys had a good Monday, or at least a short Monday, whichever. Oh, I should take you off the screen so people can watch me cut, which is probably not the most interesting thing in the world, but um oh, hey Chow, how are you? I don't see you often. I hope you're doing well. I think I've seen you in a couple of Elizabeth streams. Welcome. That's cute. Cute, Belle. Oh, you colored. Okay. I was gonna say, like, that'd be pretty impressive if your cat was really good at painting. And this actually kind of sparks an interesting conversation because what I want to do with these is actually mat them so they look a little bit nicer. If you're more of a corner roundy person, we can also round these off to give sort of a different look. So, whoop, we got our first three done. There is a pattern on the back of these that I'm kind of sad to lose because I do like holly, but it'll be fine. I feel like there's so much paper that kind of looks like that anyway that will be. It's not really one I'm too worried about. It's always the graphic 45 ones I feel really bad about because it's sort of like I like both sides usually. There we go. Get rid of little itty bits. That one is good. That one actually we cut pretty evenly, which happens occasionally. But I feel like to a certain extent we've kind of drifted away from being like super beginner friendly because I feel like we've been doing a lot more sort of projects that have been more based on what was on my desk at the time. But anyway, so these you could just use these as postcards or journaling cards. I mean, these would be really easy to put, or like a recipe card or something. So like even if you don't want to make cards out of these, there's a lot you can do with this stuff. But today I think what I want to do is make some 5x7s. So basically I just need to decide what I want to mat these with. And I think I'll start with some craft just because it's usually my holiday go-to. Now, the nice thing about this particular project is the math here is super easy because these are 4x6 and the cards are 5x7. So we can either mat these sort of with a small mat around them and then a larger white mat if we want to do that look, or you could just split the difference. I think I'm just going to do a 1/4 inch more to sort of give a small, sort of a more narrow mat tonight. But, you know, you do you, of course, depending on what you prefer. So I want about 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, essentially. And the only downside to this particular trimmer is 6 1/4 is kind of a pain to cut, but we shall figure it out. So 6 1/4 is right here, which is not awful, but it's kind of annoying because it's sort of the ideal, in my opinion, mini slimline size. Hey, scooch. The only downside to working all day, not at home, is your cats are super bouncy by the time you get home. Where is that? It's right here. Or we could use another trimmer that makes it easier to see. But this is what I think I'll start with. I really kind of I like this cream color with this. So basically, this will give us a pretty thin mat. and then we'll just stick it on the card. Um, I'm going to use wet glue because I feel like I'm a lot less likely to screw it up. Hey, Annie, how are you? A cutter folder thingy. I'm not sure what that is. Um, oh yeah. That's what this thing is. So it's got two blades. It's got a cutter blade and then it's got a scorer blade. But what we started with is 12 by 12 of all these little like cut apart cards. So what we're going to do is make some pretty easy cards out of them because I found a whole bunch of 5x7 card bases when I was looking for something else, trying to clean my desk this weekend. And we may hear mournful meows because the cats are, as usual, would like snacks. But I don't know. I find the liquid glue makes it a lot easier just if you don't get it down exactly the way you want it. But I don't know. I used tape when I was starting for almost forever. Whoa. And a wild cat has come through. But then we're just going to basically mat this. And we can either, some of these I may leave as is. I may add some stickers and other stuff that came in the collection pack just because, I don't know. I'm a fan of that kind of look. And I just really I like simple Christmas cards, but I also like blingy ones. So I don't know. It's always kind of a struggle. But with nothing but a cutter and one piece of paper and this additional paper, we basically have a really nice card. I mean, I'd be very happy to get this card. We can, of course, go farther. We have our glittery stuff. I think it might be, what do I want to do? I think we'll leave this one as is and then perhaps bling up one of these other ones a little bit. I feel like this particular one is. Oh yeah, you could use double-sided sticky tape. Let me do another one. I'll show you how that would work. It's almost identical. But anyway, that one was kind of not really busy, I guess, but like I feel like there was a lot going on in that one already. And let's see. I think did I cut this to the right size? No, but we'll muddle through. So let me cut. Well, let me cut it to the 1/2 inch this time, so you can kind of see what that would look like. It'll sort of balance the white space as opposed to having it be a little bit more matte. So if that's your thing, I like both looks. It just kind of depends on. Let's see which one we might want to do. Well, let's do a Christmas tree. Yeah, let's do a Christmas tree. So with this with a 1/2 inch, or I mismeasured it. No, I think this is about right. With a 1/2 inch, you can see how this will give you a lot more of whatever color you're working with. Um, and again, you can add more stuff to this. Like we could ink edge this a little bit if we wanted to pull one of the colors in. Like you could do like if you edge this in like say the green, you could pull more of that color in. Let me see where I put my sticky tape. Oh, it's right under my cutter. Of course it is. So this is double-sided sticky tape in a big thing, but I don't know where it's on. And you can also get very small sort of rolls. Let me see if I can find one because I'm sure there was one on my desk when I was cleaning up. Because isn't everything on my desk somewhere? Well, I don't see it, which means I'm going to find it 5 seconds after the stream is over. But I actually have a bunch of refills here. So you can get sort of like this is a refill, but you could like this of course comes in a housing, but I mean it's a lot smaller. I use them for a long time, but the larger tape guns are nicer if you're doing a whole bunch of cards because you don't have to reload them constantly, which was kind of the issue. I think it was when I was doing like a sheet load of cards and I burned through like I don't know 3 or 4 tape runners in like one project. I was kind of like, there must be a better way. And I currently have 1/2 inch tape in that, which is why like you can see that it's like pretty wide. I prefer the 1/4 inch, but the only thing with this kind of double-sided sticky tape is you have to be careful about lining things up because once it's down, it's like it's just not going to move around. This is pretty good. And then I always rub a little at the sides. Also, someone had mentioned on my stream these glue and adhesive erasers. They're basically like a sticky rubber. So, like, if you do get excess glue or anything on here, you just do this and it'll nicely get it off for you. Especially if you want to be a little more, I don't know, professional than just sort of randomly rubbing at things on your desk. Now let's here we go. Grab another one of these guys. Whoop. Oh, this is the card I made in our Pick Skipper craft. I don't know if you guys caught it, but it was a welcome home. It was a welcome home card, and you couldn't really tell at the time, but it's got, and you can't really tell in this light, but there is iridescent glitter stickles on it, and so it's neon yellow because neon yellow was one of the themes. But then I did like a starburst thing on the inside that's even more neon yellow. It was funny. So somebody was posted on my timeline about it. They were like, "Yeah, this is great, except for the neon yellow." And I'm like, that was like a challenge parameter. I mean, it's not like I just got up one morning and said, "Hey, I think we need to do some neon yellow." Anyway. And then we can use double-sided sticky tape to put this one down. The nice thing about the sticky tape, of course, is like there's no dry time. So, like, that can be nice if you're making a whole bunch of these, because if you've ever not paid attention to your gluing very well and then sort of glued things down incorrectly, yeah, that's a thing, and it's not very fun. And I'll just get rid of the extra bits. And the fire trucks are coming by. Not really though. But I mean, this gives you a more balanced look compared to this one, I think. And I like both. It just kind of depends what your vibe is. And the nice thing about these is that they still create a pretty nice layered look, even though, as you can tell, this took about 2 seconds to put together. I thought it was fun too. I actually like neon. It's kind of interesting because, like, when I started making cards, I had started, well, I guess I should say, like, at the time I was doing a lot of acrylic painting and then started acrylic painting on cards. And, like, I used to use a lot of neon because I like doing forests. And one of the ways you can use neon is to mix it in with other colors and do sunrises and sunsets that are really punchy. So it's funny. The reason I have the Liquitex is really because I used to paint with it a lot. I don't know if you missed a stream. This is a mini of the Liquitex Basics in neon yellow. I want to say what I think I have. I have some other brand in neon yellow. I think I have in neons. I think I also have neons in golden acrylics. But here you go. Tape down. This one's glued. You can't really tell the difference. I think I'll put together all the cards and then we'll come back with the stickers and decide if we want to sticker them or not. I think some we will, like this one, I could see doing something in this upper area, certainly, because there's not much going on there. This one's pretty full already. I think one of my favorite holiday things are these like 50s glass ornaments. So, if you are an ornament person, we will definitely be friends during the holidays. And what you can do too is if what we can do is let's grab some metallic to sort of bling up the next couple of these just to sort of see how that looks as sort of an alternative. Un momento. Kaiser says hello as well. And I am back. But if you were watching any of my last year holiday, you know that I'm very obsessed with this copper foil paper from Michaels. Because it's a little less usual than gold. I mean, I do like I like the. I mean, I think it's a richer tone. But anyway, we just need to do what we did before, basically, and just cut a mat. I think with copper, I definitely tend to like the smaller mat because, like, I don't know. Let's see. So 4 1/4 by whatever the other dimension, 6 1/4. This stuff does get a little curly. Not curly, but you know, because one side is foiled and the other side is paper. It sometimes will get like it'll get a little warpy on you, um, but not to the extent that any of this will be difficult. I am thinking this Peace on Earth one would look good because I feel like I want something to sort of break up the white on white look once we put this on a card base. Let me see what I'm missing. I'm just having so much fun making cards. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, I do like copper. Ooh, you should post a picture of that. That sounds really interesting. That sounds really pop arty too. Yeah, I want to try the neon embossing powders. I need to try heat embossing anyway because, like, I don't know. I'll say one of my bosses is appalled that I own all the things to do heat embossing but never do it because one of my over at Prickly Pear, one of my other design team folks is like very into embossing. And it looks cool. I mean, it's a very neat technique, and it's a technique that works really nicely with watercolor because basically wherever you emboss, it's going to be, the embossing can sort of help you. Please don't destroy my house, Lennox. Thank you. The once you heat emboss, it basically will help protect you from going over the lines. And this one I put together with tape. The one thing I really like about this foil paper from Michaels, oh, let's get out our glue thingy is yeah, there we go. See there, I had a big bit and it got it off pretty nicely. Anyway, because it's not like completely mirrored. Like if you do glue oopsies, they're a lot less visible than like if you're using a true mirror. Although I think Stamper Girl had a good tip on that for me at one point, which is if you use one of those sticker maker thingies. Is that a technical term, a thingy? Then you can they will basically just put adhesive on the back. And I think I am missing things you guys are saying, but as soon as I get this one down, we will catch up on the chat. With the tape, I tend to try and make sure I know like what direction the card opens, but we haven't had it happened in a while, but every so often we make a mistake and then we get to demo how to cut the front of your card off and start all over. But like I guess something that's worth knowing if you're new is like never throw your cards away because you can almost always salvage them. But like this is sort of the copper look, and I like that it really breaks up the sort of white on white look. We could, of course, you know, to use some color on the card bases too if we decide that white isn't our jam. But I actually really like white in craft and that stuff for Christmas cards because I don't know, it just seems a good vibe. Hello, Andy. Thank you for the waving hand. It's interesting whenever I see this in like Streamlabs or in StreamYard, it always like tells you what the emoji is rather than seeing it. But anyway, let me see what I missed. You like Belle likes copper. Oh yeah, okay. Let me show you that quick, Annie. I said that in passing and then didn't. We've got. Well, I'm not going to do it with the copper. What do we have? We have a little strip of this. So most of these trimmers that do both things have one blade that does one thing and one blade that does the other. So this is the cutting blade that we sort of looked at before, and now we have a little scrap on our desk. And that's sort of this. Wow. Did my camera just decide to have a moment? Maybe not. No, it's just me. It's all right. So the black blade is the cutting blade, and this gray blade is the scoring blade. So you just go over this a couple times with the gray blade, and I don't know if this will show up on the camera. Sort of. It will basically it'll basically just create a line, and then you can fold on the line, and it gives you a nice clean fold. If this is pretty thin paper. This is sort of probably about 80-pound weight. But if you were working on a really thick paper what can happen is that the paper itself can crack. So typically, if you're working on a thick paper, the side you score on is the side you'd want to do a mountain fold on, which is what I just did there. Sorry. Mountain fold. I did a valley fold. I lied. So a mountain fold is like this, where you're folding it so the top is up, and then a valley fold is the opposite, where you'd fold it like this because this looks like a little valley. If you play any of our mystery craft alongs, you'll see a lot of mountain and valley things that we talk about. But anyway, I'm a big fan of these trimmers that do both, as long as you can kind of remember which size does what. Oh, yes, Linux. Linux also likes that. But now that we've done a couple of these, let us decide if we want to stickerize them a little bit. Oh, here's the other one. So these are the three we did. I think I'll save these. I may make some recipe cards out of these. I'm thinking of doing like a recipe album for my mom. I think it was Lynn actually did a pretty cool tutorial on how to do those, but it's relatively straightforward because all you'd really need to do is put like something you can write on the back. So you could just mat this in white, and then if you have a stamp with lines on it, that would work. Or a ruler and a pen. There are options. So in looking at these, I think this one I just want to leave alone because I like it. If you did want to highlight some of the things here, we could certainly come in with a little bit of gold or a little bit of translucent or a little. This stuff I've been liking a lot. This is sort of I don't know. It's translucent, but it's got sort of a green shift. So I don't know. It's sort of an iridescent glitter thing. But this one, I think I just like the way it is. But these two, I think, have a lot of room where you could start adding stuff to them. If your cat's not on your sticker sheet, of course. So these both also have sentiments on them already. This one says peace on earth, and that one says joy to the world. So I'm probably gonna look for like littler stickers, like the candy and the holly or the Rudolph or something. And we do have this neat one. This might be really nice on. We could use this maybe on the sides. I don't know. I'm not feeling a ton of decoration, but I do think we could add a little something. And this is hilarious, Santa getting stuck in the chimney. But I'm thinking we could just grab like this little holly cluster, certainly. I actually really like these stickers because they're pretty thick. I mean, they're basically like cardstock stickers, But I like the idea of just doing a little something in the corner. And when you do little somethings in the corner, especially with these, I often like to sort of break the I don't know what you want to call that, like break the visual line of the mat, because then you can kind of, I don't know, to me it just makes it look a little more interesting. And then let's see, thinking something like the candy would make sense because it's kind of the same colors. And I'm just going to use a couple up there to sort of balance it. Um, I think that's kind of cute. I don't know. Like with all of these, like because these panels have so much going on already, like it's sort of like you don't really need it, but you know, sometimes it's fun. And what do we think would go good here? I like the snowflakes quite a bit. So maybe do one up here and maybe one in the bottom corner because I have a littler snowflake. I think that would be kind of a cute look. And I don't know. I think that's probably all we need. I'm gonna have like a lot of. I don't know. I'm just gonna wind up with a lot of extra stickers. So what you can do once you get through one of these is like you can certainly cut up the stickers individually or just store this. Like it's not like you're gonna not need some sort of Christmassy thing later. So I don't know. These are with a little decoration. I think I really like how it came out on this one. I think the tree I feel like didn't actually need very much. Alrighty, have a good one, Delise. Hopefully Bianca's doing well. Are preferring your face over your desk. Okay, that's weird. I don't know why I would prefer my face over my desk. Let us. I will have to watch this after the fact and take a look at that. Why did it take my face over my? Huh. That's interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's take a look at that. It may have had a moment. Hmm. Let me see if I can let me see if I can back out and go back in on my desk here. Whoa, you can see my craft roulette hoodie. It's like I'm spooky. Anyway, let's try this again. Should have a pretty decent signal. Let's let's make sure we're muted. Look at our settings. Our settings say we should be high definition, but we shall see. I don't know. I've had weird things happen where, and my desk is back in the stream. Let's see what is up. But I think you're right because I saw my desk go blurry every so often. Oh, we're just in the wrong places. Let's try this. Whoops, there we go. I don't know. Let me know if that's better because on my end it looks pretty good, but I don't know. Oh wow, my hand was just very blurry, but I don't know. I will have to figure it out because I don't know. Usually the desk is pretty clean, is pretty clear, but I don't know. I would say that I use my cell phone for the desk, so sometimes it may be possible that it's just spazzing out because occasionally it will do that. The joys of technology, of course. Yeah, because that like it looks like my I am moving in slow motion. I don't know why that is. That is weird. That is like really weird because usually that is not a problem. So I don't know why that is happening. T. I will have to look at that because it was not. Historically, it has not had issues with that, but who knows? We all have our little moments. Yeah, it could be that too. I mean, my desk is hardwired. I mean, I could actually like I could use OBS to just to like put all the signals together on my desk too. But it seemed like that was blurry when I did that last time, and I don't know. I'll have to do some tests again because who knows? We all have our little moments. But anyway, thank for hanging with me tonight. I will post better pictures of the card since things were a bit blurry today. And I always post those over in Lynn's group usually. And my cat would like to say hello, except he is not quite on camera. But anyway, thanks for hanging with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I don't think I have too much coming up other than a hop on the 8th. Nice to see you, Chow. Yep, and the cat's bumping the camera, so that means it's definitely time to go and see if I could get him some dinner. Have a great one, guys. Talk to you later.